Okay, we're back. Excuse me. Alright, so we want to potentially consider handling the physics a little bit differently. And so what I'm thinking is we'll do const physics step equals 60 divided by 1,000. Let's just constant log that. Let's go to on update. Data dot delta time. Just see what they are. Okay, this is 0.04, this is 0.06. That's really small actually, 0.00. This is how many seconds have passed. But basically the physics step is going to be the increments in which we process physics. And for the ball, it's the only thing that matters. So we're only going to process it for the ball. But we want no more than 60. Maybe that one, it'd be smaller. If I make it bigger, it should get smaller. What if I did 1 divided by 60? Okay, I think that's correct. Yeah. So in here, we can say while, oh, we can't do that. We say const let delta time equals data dot delta time while delta time 0. We take all this code. Put it inside that while loop. I'm going to say actually remaining time. dt parentheses remaining time. Cool. And so we'll say const delta time equals math.min of physics step and remaining time. And then we'll say remaining time minus equals delta time. And then rather than use data.delta time, we'll use delta time. Did we say delta time anywhere else? It's fine. Alright. try it, see what happens. Oh my gosh. Just try to break through that back line. Oy. Oh no. Oh my gosh, that was close. Oh my goodness. Yep. Hi Alex, hi Zeva. Yes, it is working. So we can make it a little bit more entertaining. I kind of wish that the tab index would work. I don't know why the tab. Oh, you know why it probably doesn't work? Oh, I know why. Silly. On click. It's because of all this stuff. Let's do a refresh. I think we also need to get rid of this. Okay. There's one more thing. I changed my audio setup again. Hopefully it's better. Okay, so there's probably certain aspects of this game that I would want the engine to handle rather than me to handle. Or at least there's some code that's probably reusable that I could put somewhere else. So I think one thing I could do, we can just get rid of this, I think. I think it's fine if there's double collisions. But this is one thing that I might want to consider handling. Doing delta time. except having a physics step instead. So let's consider that. And so what we can hopefully do here is get rid of this code and get rid of this. And we just say const delta time equals data. And we'll go into the engine, and then we'll go to find update. This is the one, and we'll say, figure out what delta time is. We'll call this remaining time. Alright, and then we say, while remaining time, we'll run everything through the physics. And we'll say const delta time equals math.min of the physics step or the remaining time. And then we'll say remaining time minus equals delta time. And make sure this says let. So let's check it. I don't know why the paddle moves so quick. It's really fast. Arrow left. I potentially don't multiply. We're gonna make this gap. I'm gonna make this minus 2 times gap. And we're gonna do the same thing for the ball. Where's the ball? There it is. So when it's bouncing off the walls, if it's less than or equal to gap, if it's greater than minus gap. And then for the ceiling, less than gap. I just don't want the paddle to go any more off the screen. Maybe it's not 2 times gap. Okay, and then the paddle. We do use delta time. Moves too fast. It's supposed to take 3 seconds to get to the end. There's no way it takes 3 seconds. Velocity is 1. Ugh. Oy. Divide the width by 5. Velocity is 1. I don't know. Even if I count fast, it's not 5 seconds. Maybe it's doing an extra cycle? No. Do I use this anywhere else? Okay, it's consistently 42. I wonder if it's like a rounding error. Add unbreakable blocks. We can do that. What's your idea? To add them randomly or add them to specific spots? Alright, well. Alright, let's go back to just temporarily. So let's observe how fast this is now. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna remove this. Remaining time. Let's save that. Well, let's take one more look. Look how fast that is. We'll refresh. It's so much slower. Why is it so fast? Are there other console logs? Why is it so big? Oh. It should never be bigger than 1/6, and yet it is. Alright, so let's go to breakout. Was it? Was it? It's 1. Oh, that's much smaller. Never mind. Battle.velocity. Data.delta time. And then when we do 0.16. Is it just a... Oh, because it goes faster. doesn't make the ball move faster though. So why does it make the paddle move faster? Okay, so we're getting 0.04. Let's write that. Let's write that down somewhere. Zero point zero four two. Excuse me. But if we go to this other setup, then we get 0.016, 0.016, 0.008. I'll turn the debug on. Don't comment it. All right. Look at how fast the ball moves. Look how fast I move. And then we'll go back to this. Remaining time. The ball moves the exact same speed. So I don't understand that. Wait, what? Sorry. Let's do one more thing. We'll do console.log --. velocity times width. The order shouldn't matter. Maybe we'll do, what if we did bigger steps? Okay. Why does it become 2 times faster? Okay, this is how fast it moves now. This will make it even faster. Even faster. Don't get that. Should not get faster. Going to the right is slower sometimes. Okay, well, we're running through physics too much. Something bad happens, it seems. Let's look at the ball. Look at the ball's update. We'll say what if we did this instead? What if we went to paddle equals? What if we said that this is width 3, 4 by 3. We could just simplify this. Position plus velocity times delta time. No. So cos dx equals that's one reason to use 1. It's easier to add and subtract. So we got 2 -11s and a -5, right? So let's write that down. Trying to figure out if this keeps going down to 4 or down up to 6. Oh, up to 4, down to 6. Okay. So we'll go to the engine, change this to 5 by 30. So it's a -14 and a -7. And so we're getting a value of 27 versus 21. And then when it's 20, it's just -9. I mean, even if it's a matter of just everything being rounded up a little bit, that's still an incredibly huge difference. And it just should not happen. Alright, so we'll go back to 60 again. So So the 1/6s get -11. So, for some reason, the 1/6s are bigger. And that's just the DX. And then the remainders are just 5. Let's forget about negatives, just do positives. And if I go to 30, I didn't save it. The 0.03 is -14. Or +14, whatever. And then the rest is 3. And the rest is like, say, 0.008. I'll go back to 60 for a moment. This one's also like 0.008. I was getting like 5 for 0.008, but when I change it to 30, it's getting like 3 for 0.008. And then we'll go down to 20, which should only have one physics string. It's like 9. It's 0.042 equals 9. Yeah, I don't understand why 0.33 is greater than 0.42. It actually makes 0 sense to me. Like somehow I'm doing this multiplication with a smaller number, and yet it's giving me a bigger number. I gotta be missing something like really silly here. It's like a prank. Zero 0.042 is 9. 0.016 is 11. We're just multiplying. Delta time. We'll just do this just for sanity. Just gonna keep printing more and more until we get to the bottom of this. So the speed is 3. Okay, so we'll say the speed is 3. For, yeah. Okay, and then this becomes 30. Speed is 7. Which is fine. I mean, we doubled the numbers, the speed should double. That makes sense. And then if we do 20, speed is 9. It almost matches the DX. Time is it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do Supaplex at 4. If I'm gonna set a hard limit at 4. But like, speed is 9, DX is 9. That's fine. The speed directly impacts the value of DX. If speed goes up, DX should go up. If speed goes down, DX should go down. Right? So if we go here, jump it to 60. Now the speed should go down and the DX should go down. The speed goes down, DX doesn't go down. The DX doesn't go down, does it? No, the DX. Alright, what is it now? 11.3. Yeah, we're getting wrecked by the calculus. 9 and 9. Why are they correlating? It's 9 and 9. 11 and 3. The delta time is smaller. The delta time. Whew, this is a doozy. The delta time is smaller. It's smaller, the speed should get smaller, the velocity should get smaller, which means the dx should get smaller. So why is it not getting smaller? Dot paddle dot velocity. Okay, we're printing everything involved in this calculation now. Go to the engine, we do 60. So it's 11.3, 0.16, 221. 11.3. There's 11.3. 11. Wait, why is the velocity 3? What? Did I mess up? I thought it would be 1. Why is it not 1? How is it 3? Wait, what? Goes from 0 to 3. And then if I go here, change this to 20. How is it 3? What is making it 3? That's crazy. Why is that happening? Oh my god. I know why. I know why. Because we're processing the key down 3 times, and that increases this 3 times to 3. Bugs. Oh, right. We're back in it. Are we? I don't even know what the... Well, we're not even doing the right physics calculation. Alright. Alright, we're back in it. Oh no! Almost got baited. Ay. That was silly. That was a silly bug. Alright, so we've been requested to make some blocks unbreakable. So is immortal? Is alive. Cell dot is immortal. Their aliveness for mortal is true. They are alive, but they are immortal. And so we'll say it is immortal. It's true. And so now none of the bricks should break. I still get points, so I should prevent that. Alright, since we have this extra logic, do that. We don't get points. Alright, and then we should have a different display, so we should hit background. We'll say const cell equals state dot bricks sub row sub column. And then here we can say cell dot is alive. We'll say if cell dot is immortal, return gray. Okay, and so now they should all be gray. And then say is immortal. We'll only do this call restart bricks is alive and not brick dot is immortal. If we find a brick that's alive and not immortal, then we don't restart. Alright, so what's next? We need to figure out when this is happening, and so maybe we'll say it happens I don't know. Maybe if the row equals 0. So now we can no longer break through the back row. And so we can no longer get the satisfying stuck in the back row state. I'm just gonna see if I can win. It would be faster if I just said row it's immortal if row is not equal to colors dot length. Nice one. Just make the first row immortal, or the first row mortal. That way we just have to clear out one row and it should reset. Oh yeah, hacks. Oh, stop hacking. Just trying to find out if this resets or not. Oh, I didn't. Oh, it reset. Okay, it only resets when it hits the paddle. That's what it is. All right. We can make this logic a little bit more interesting. We do want the column. So we'll probably say the row, I don't know, 1 colors dot length minus 2 dot includes row and dot includes column. Columns minus 2. Let's try that. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's what I wanted. And then we'll turn off the debug mode. Oh, I looked away. I don't know how, like the pro gamers do it. I look away for 1 second, I'm dead. Okay. Alright, so there's a few more things we could do to make this a little bit more interesting. I think I'm gonna let the ball go like off screen. I'm gonna say out of bounds. Oh, I already do. Alright. This is one thing we can consider doing is increasing your lives if you beat a level. And maybe giving you more points if you're on a higher level. So we'll go to engine, actually we'll go to types. We'll add level, which is a number. And then we'll go down here, just say level is 1. We'll go to restart, and then here we'll say state.level is 1. And we'll look for the 10 times, and we'll do times state.level. So you get twice as, you get 1x the number of levels, the level number you're on. And then you get more points based on the row you hit. Okay. I think that's pretty much breakout, to be honest. We could do more in the future, but I mean, this is the whole game pretty much. Minus the engine, we could code breakout in 300 lines of code. If there's anywhere we can potentially make the engine do more, it's probably going to be the collision detection. Like this should probably be in the engine. We're very likely going to reuse that. And so we just need to import that now. See what else. Ball bounce. This amend function will probably also, we need to think about it a little bit. It's gonna have to work a little bit differently. Like I think it would take like I think it would probably take two. Let's just what's moving and what's static. Collision. So there's the thing that's moving. The one that's moving is the one who's getting amended. So we should say We'll say here, let's take this code somewhere else. Hi, the average brain. How's it going? I want to reduce the amount of code here, and I want to reduce the amount of influence that the external code has. I'll call this fixed because I think static is the keyword. I'll do CID moving center X. Move center. Oh, sorry, moving. This is center Y. And then this is moving dot bounds dot width divided by 2. Just trying to figure out what side it's on. Depending on what side it's on, will determine the amendment. So this is the fixed bounds Y. Are you a programmer as well, the average brain? So we look at the centers. If the... Yes. Awesome. What kind of programming do you do? Fixed center Y. So the move Y. OS's. Interesting. That's above my pay grade. This will be moving. I don't know, maybe that's something I could try on this channel. I saw this YouTube video where somebody made, what was it, like Arc 64 in Terraria? Something I would never try, but if the moving thing center Y is less than, which means it's above, then we're gonna say negative because we want to move it up. Okay, I think that's sound logic right there. We'll know soon enough. Moving dot bounds dot. This should be height. Width divided by 2. Moving dot bounds. Sorry, fixed. This is fixed center X. Fixed dot bounds. Move that. Let me say moving. And then it's the moving thing first. Moving the center. Hopefully. We'll see. And so we can export this. I've seen that one too. Oh yeah, it's a good one. Okay, so when we amend, we'll find amend. What are we amending here? This is the paddle with the ball. Why are you unhappy? Don't you want drawable? Oh, okay. Alright, fine. State extends global engine. Global state. Have you ever done game development, or have you tried branching out to other types of development? So I think it'll be state dot ball dot position dot x equals ball dot bounds dot x. Yes, cool. Oh, maybe you can help me when I get stuck. We did have a few issues with breakout with collision detection, but I did like a physics stepping engine kind of thing. And so rather than stepping by the amount of time that has actually passed, we step in a more fixed, smaller time segment. If that makes sense. Let me say it's the same code, so I'm just gonna try to copy it. What's wrong? Why don't you like brick? Alright, fine. I'll just say data. Hey Envy, how's it going? Try web page development, but I'm not that good at that type. I recommend using ChatGPT to help you. Yeah. Yeah, I get that a lot. Yeah, I resigned. Too many blunders. I need to see where the game turned around. Because I feel like I was maybe ahead for a little bit, but I just wanted to see the stats. So it was just faster to surrender. Oh, thank you. Oh, we're about to finish up breakout. Just a few more things. Just trying to clean up the breakout code. How long have I been programming? Over 10 years. Alright, I'll challenge you. I need to, obviously I need to learn some new tactics. Oh, Jarvis, you're back. How's it going? Yes, I actually started with web development. That was my first, like, if you don't count Java, of course, but that was like college coursework. I've been like watching hours of chess videos, but you'll probably still decimate me. I don't really think about like what my opponent wants to do. Nice. I dabbled with like HTML and CSS when I was younger, but I didn't actually start coding till college. But it's good. It seems like you had a really good head start, and now you're programming OSs, so it shows. We can see if what we wrote works. That was a cursed collision. It'd be interesting if you could like give the ball spin. I don't know what it would do, but it'd be interesting. You'd probably mess yourself up though, to be honest. Oh, I got wrecked. Started watching Pawn Sacrifice movie. Seems solid in the beginning. It had chess relations. Update you once finished. All right. Yeah, let me know. I watched Queen's Gambit. I thought it was good, but once I started learning more about chess, it just seemed highly unlikely that she would have won her first tournament. I'm doing well, Jars. I don't know if I mentioned. I'm doing well. I actually had 2 interviews today with CTOs. So we got some interview progress happening. I feel good about it. I mean, only time will tell. See if they reach out. But yeah, in Queen's Gambit, thank you, Anvi. In Queen's Gambit, my problem with it was, so there's actually, in tournaments, there's actually rules about how you are allowed to touch and move pieces. And so, like, for example, if you want to castle and you touch your rook first, well, now you're making a rook movement. You can't castle anymore. And once you touch a piece, you have to commit to moving that piece. And you can't touch your opponent's pieces unless you're capturing their pieces. And you have to shake hands before you start the match. And you gotta know how a timer works. And you gotta there's like a rule that says you have to do all your movements with one hand. And so if you're castling, you have to move the king, then the rook, and then touch the timer. If you switch hands, it's actually illegal. It's an illegal move. And so, and if you make 2 legal infractions in chess, you're eliminated from the tournament. That was my understanding. And so, if I just don't believe that somebody who's never played with a timer or tournament rules would win in their first tournament. That's my gripe with it. Especially because no one explained it. Maybe they did off camera, but it seemed like she didn't know how. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong too, but it seemed like she didn't know how the timer worked per se. I don't think she ever saw a timer. Yeah. We should play anti-chess. It's a variant in which if you can take a piece, you have to take a piece, and in order to win, you have to be stalemated. There's some really fun variants. There's Fog of War chess, where you can only see what your pieces can capture, or where your pieces can move. There's this spell chess I've been hearing about, which has magical spells you can use every other turn. Chess with drinking. I've seen that. I have seen that, where if you capture a piece, it's a shot glass and you have to take it as a shot. I have seen that. I didn't know you drank. Do you drink? I vaguely remember you talking about the company offsite and people wondering, or maybe it was Ruthwick, wondering who's gonna order alcohol or if Ruthwick drank. Okay, I didn't know that. Alright. My New Year's resolution was to not drink alcohol for the year. It's probably the most boring New Year's resolution, but it's fine. I mean, I've actually started it in December, so that it would be something I didn't have to like rush into like cold turkey, and so I kind of been working on it since December, and I have not, at least since December. I think it's been longer than December. I have not had any alcohol since then. And I mean, there's no like health issues or anything. It's just like, I don't know. It just didn't seem like something that necessarily was improving my life. I was pretty happy without it. I more drank socially than for the enjoyment of it. So, yeah, it's not a huge loss for me. I wasn't addicted to it or anything. Or maybe I was, I don't know. I like to think I wasn't. Maybe I don't remember how bad I was. I've been drunk so much. Just kidding, of course. Yeah, for sure. Just happy to be alive. I think we're done with Breakout. Unless there's like features people want to see. We could do sound effects, we could do music, we could do power-ups. I just don't know what's interesting. We can make the power-ups so that like when you break a box, something will fall towards the paddle and you can collect it as the paddle. Maybe it does something to the ball or does something to the paddle. Makes multiple balls, or it makes the paddle bigger. Makes it so that you catch the ball whenever you hit it. And then you can release it in many different modes. Oh, is this a legendary? Oh. I just want to get up there. Let me up. Dang. Alright. We'll just scroll through really quickly and see if there's anything else we can get the engines to solve for us. Or that should be in the engine in general. That's a cool idea. Alright, I'll have to think about some catchy titles for sure. Thanks for the suggestion. Okay, I'm actually happy with this. I was supposed to stop precisely at 4 o'clock in terms of breakout, and it's 4, so it's good, perfect timing. To the engine. And so what I wanted to do next is Supaplex. Alright, good night. Thanks for joining in. Alright, so next I want to do a different game. So let me just update my title really quick. Done that. Give me a moment. Done that. Alright, excellent. Let's make it happen. We'll go home. And for anyone who's joining in, this is an open source repository, so anyone can just pull the code and edit it if you want. I'll take pull requests. I'll approve them if they're adding to the engine and whatnot. There's also a live link if you want to try out the games yourself. They should be in the description of the video. Before I do that, let me just make sure nothing's in debug mode right now. Okay, so this is currently in debug mode. So let's go to the solitaire and we'll turn off the debug mode. There's a few bugs in the solitaire. We can grab this entire pile, which we should not be able to do. There's a few issues. It doesn't have the right-click functionality, but otherwise, it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm satisfied. I'm just not very great at solitaire. Oh yeah, let's do Supaplex. And so far we have movement, animation, and we can eat these chips. Obviously we're console logging as well. But what I'm thinking we can potentially do next are, oh yeah, and then there's like eating in a specific direction. Let's start adding some of the requirements. So we can move directionally. That's great. We can eat objects. Okay. And then there's, we can eat directionally. Right. So what I'm thinking is we can eat objects. Maybe we do the I think this game like nearly destroyed my computer yesterday, but we will boot it up for science. Hopefully it's not crazy loud. I apologize if it destroys your ears. Okay, we're good. We saved it. This is a game we want to make. We're not going to make the entire game, we're just going to make the mechanics. And so we've already done the movement, the chip eating. There's a few other things where you can just like destroy cells right next to you. Maybe we can do that if I can figure out what the asset they're using is. It seems like it's this. Something to do with this. Or it's like a transparency layer. And the only reason I say that is because there's an animation for eating. I actually thought that eating was just literally just drawing over the thing. I don't even consider the fact that it's got its own image. Chips PNG. See, this is really close, I think, too. This one too is really close. Oh, we kind of need that for the scrolling text. Alright, we'll take it later. Invisible wall, interesting. I don't know what plasma is. Something that looks like something that's opening or closing. Oh, maybe it's... No, it's not this. Explosion. Okay. I can't really find the animation for it, so maybe we'll do... Let's do the Infotron. This is just the Infotron disappearing, which is interesting. How do I get just the solid Infotron? This looks like it's rolling. Which I think it does roll if it lands on a bomb. And what does that look like? It looks like this. And it kills you. Forgot about that part. You do not collect it, it kills you. I wonder if this is it. That could be the disintegration animation. I'm just trying to find the image for the Infotron. This is probably like the worst part of game development, assets. Oh wow. These are just all the scissors. I would have thought they just rotated it. They choose a specific... Oh, this is so bad. Why? There's so much data. Alright, well, is there an Infotron that's completely solid? Are they? Okay, this is probably it then. I'm gonna download it. We'll open the files here. Go to downloads. Go to infotron.png. We'll put it into public, and then we'll put it into Supaplex. And this will be the one, this is the main one that we want to use. So, we will do the following. We'll close this, we'll go here. And then let's create it. It's a drawable. Supaplex.state. We'll just say the X is cell size, the Y is cell size, the width is cell size, the height is cell size. It's actually going to be a sprite sheet. And the sprite sheet is going to be column 0, row 0. Padding is... Did I make a concept for that? Yeah, image padding. And then... It might not be correct, but it's fine. The height... Let's take a look at the image. So we have 3072 is the width. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3072 divided by 8. Nice. The height. 1152 divided by 3. And then we have to set the image. Alright. I don't know what I'm in for. I feel like the scissors, I'm just going to use one asset and just rotate it. Like it might be, it might not be the correct way, but we'll see. We'll see how easy the asset is to work with. I think even Murphy having a left and a right facing is overkill. Like, I think about how much memory that these games had to work with, and the fact that they had the same animation for the left as the right rather than just flipping it. It's surprising that they went with that decision. Public. Supaplex. I'll add it to the list though, so we could do it sooner. Scissors. How much memory did they have? It had to have been less than like 64 kilobytes, right? Is that what the N64 had? What is this? What is N64 have? It has something to do with 64, right? Something to do with 64 megabytes, kilobytes, I don't know. The number 64 was relevant to its capabilities. But yeah, how much memory did what true programmers stand? Now we just integrate things and it works. Never write anything cool. True. MS-DOS had a maximum of 640 kilobytes of usable memory. (640 kilobytes). And so like I'm just looking at this. Even this image, you're just rotating it. Like, why would you? Give me a second. It's 1.8 megabytes. This image. It's already too big. I don't even know where this asset comes from. Let's add it to the scene. Info. Drawables. Info. Did I not type it all out? I did not. Slash. Oh, we can see it there. So what we want to do is want to put it somewhere in our state. So oh, I see. We made it. We made a space for Murphy to live. I don't know if we need to do all that. This is what we'll do. Okay, okay. My bad. We're just gonna have like a const overrides. It's a record of string to string. What we'll say here is we'll just put the row and the column, and then we'll say it's infotron. We'll say that this is supaplex.tile. That's better. And in here we can say overrides sub row, comma, column. Let's get rid of this. And then let's see, when we draw infotron, and then we say infotron.draw. Okay, so it seems that we're not getting the thing. And so what I want to do is say const key equals key return excellent. And so what I want to do early is say const key equals. Just want to see what this is evaluating to. And then I want to see what this is evaluating to. Okay, then I want to see what state is evaluating to, which we could do in draw. Take a look at this. Don't care about that. It does have a chip. All right, what if we said it was at 0, 0? refresh. And we'll put the breakpoint back here. Giga 0, 0 overrides 0, 0. Can I evaluate this? And it is Infotron. Does it show the Infotron? Is the state saying that there's an Infotron? Oh, we haven't gotten the state yet. Just says empty. All right, let's put it back at 1, 1. We'll put the breakpoint here. We'll do a refresh. Is it maybe there on the first render? It's not. Okay, so we're gonna keep pushing here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we need to do that. Of course. Logic. Okay, well, the issue is this should now be 0 and 0. Okay, so we don't eat it, not yet, but we will. And what does eating it look like? I think it just gets smaller, right? I think it just gets smaller. And it makes a sound effect. And so we're gonna take a look at the Infotron, see if there's an animation for that. Maybe it's this, because this looks like it's getting smaller and then it's gone. I wonder what the deal is here. What's happening to the Infotron? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is for the Infotron, I'm actually gonna say that the row is 1. Just make sure it looks about the same, okay? And so maybe it's going to be something that tells it about itself. I feel like you're not going to notice that it's happening now. So what I want to do is Supaplex.tile data. Export tile data. It's an interface. We'll say row is a number, height is a number. And then we'll do the same thing here. We'll say data is row. We'll just do -1, column. Just -1. What did I write? Did I not write that? I didn't write column. What did I write? What? What have I? Okay. So what we want to do is, as we're drawing things with the tiles, go. As we're doing stuff with the tiles, we want to say column.data.row equals row. Column. No, what am I doing? This is what I'm really doing. Chip. Infotron.data.row equals row. Infotron.data.column equals column. Are you unhappy? What do you mean? Supaplex tile data, tile. What have I done wrong? Tile data is row column. Okay. Scroll down to here. Infotron. Infotron data is a Supaplex tile data. Do they ask you leak code questions in interviews? Yes. Sometimes. The question that I got for one of my most recent interviews was basically an anagram detection algorithm. And they specifically restricted using any sort algorithms, which is fine because the actual solution is basically n. It's linear. If you use sort algorithm, it's actually going to be n log n. So nonlinear. So it's actually, I mean, it's actually better that they didn't let me use sorting. But it was automated. It was through an AI chatbot, which was interesting. It didn't feel dystopian at all. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. If you know, yeah, it's like one of those things, if you know the answer, you just like instantly solve it. But like 99% of the time, the solution involves a dictionary or a map, whatever you want to call it. Like these out, if I do these in person, usually I usually do them in a fairly quickly at this point. And so I usually like play around and say, okay, I'm going to do it the least efficient way first, and then I'm going to talk you through ways to make it more efficient. And so I'll do it in the n squared version, and then I'll do the n log n, and then I'll do the n, and explain the process and tell them why you want to do it this way versus that way, what you're sacrificing in terms of runtime versus memory. So there's the big O for memory and the big O for runtime. The input was actually like, you did have to process the input a little bit because it was coming from terminal, essentially. They set up a lot of the code for you, but you did have to like do a string split, get the two tokens, and then process tokens, and you have to process them as an array of pairs to see which, and return an array of booleans. And the booleans were Python booleans, but I used JavaScript. The Python I know the reason I say they're Python booleans is because of a capital T and a capital F. So they wanted me to use Python, but I used TypeScript. I'm having a little trouble understanding what it wants from me here. Do you want a specific company? Why don't you use AWS? You should easily pass. However, I wouldn't recommend working there because worst management ever, but at least they pay good. So, believe it or not, I have applied to AWS, and when I did the assessment, the leak code part, I was able to get, it was like 3 hours I think you had for it, 2 or 3 hours you had for it. For like 4 or 5 really challenging problems, maybe 3 or 4. But I got like one of them perfect optimization, 2 of them 90% optimization maybe. And then I was like, well, I mean, I'm out of time. Did the best I could. But apparently that wasn't enough. So apparently I didn't do enough leak code. I almost suspected that it was because I was using like a object to hash things rather than a map to hash things. It could be just that nuance that made my code slow enough for it to detect the slowness. And if it's just a matter of it's like almost like a language restriction, then that feels kind of unfair. Because I felt like this feels like it's already pretty close to optimal, pretty close to linear. Like how much better could it be? But I think it was like literally the difference of I was just doing like const hash equals this and using this object as the hash rather than const hash equals main map. I don't know, maybe. And I know that I've been told at least that this kind of map is considerably faster than this kind of mapping. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't pass the leak code portion. Yeah. No, yeah, it kind of sucks that you kind of have to know like the secret handshake. And the question is like it's trying to ask you to solve a problem that you would never solve, and like at this point, even after you have the job, you would just use like ChatGPT, or you'd use something else to generate the code, or you would like look up the answer. There's no reason for you to have to like go through this torture. Like what you're being asked to do is not really, you're not really trying to optimize n cubed algorithms to n. Like it's so rare. We could try it. I mean, it's 3 days in office. I could do that. Hey, the average brain. Welcome back. I don't know if the issue is that I went through a recruiter too, or maybe I failed on the personality test. I don't know, but I did the personality test and then I was moved on to they don't really give you details on like why you failed. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little frustrating. I mean, I could probably pass it if I just did more lead stuff, but it's just like the lead stuff doesn't make me. It just doesn't make me feel like I'm improving in any considerable way. Wait, I got like 2 interviews that I want to see pan out after that. I'll definitely hit you up. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's do the following. We're gonna make the infotron disappear. So if we detect that Murphy's on top of the infotron, we should just start playing the animation. And the animation is just gonna change the column. Also the other thing, if you have like an ideal way to, I know you're saying that you'll reference, I can somehow like put your name somewhere or something, but if you have like inside scoop on like where I should actually apply, if I wanted to work at Amazon or AWS in New York, just shoot me a link, because maybe the issue was just how I applied. I applied through like an Amazon recruiter, and I don't know if like they don't know how to push things along or whatnot. State.Murphy. We're gonna say 0, but like if Murphy's dot column is equal to this dot data dot column, I thought there's a this reference. Oh my goodness. And state dot Murphy dot row equals this dot data dot row. If that is the case, then we're going to animate. And the animation, let's figure out how many frames there are. We should 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're basically gonna say, as Murphy's animating there, it should shrink. So we're gonna say move speed divided by frames, which will break it up into little chunks. And then we'll see const last moved at equals state.Murphy dot last moved at. So if the last time he moved let's see, I'm gonna do if state dot now minus so this gives us a value. We want a percent now. To get a percent, we have to divide by speed, because that's going to be the biggest number we get from this experience. And then we're going to just multiply that by 8. We're going to math floor it. And then we're just going to delete all these variables and just return. All right, so let's try to do a refresh. I have no idea if it's happening. Let's do a breakpoint on it. Do this. Oh, we're not breaking on it, so that's incredible. Alright, so data is wrong. Why is the data wrong? Why is that the column and not the row? What? What are you talking about? What is this? Oh my goodness. Hey, let's go. And now we just need to eat it. So on update, if it's not moving, these are all the things that he can eat. Chip info Tron. That's awesome. Fine. Alright, so we can eat those now. Okay, maybe gravity's interesting. We can eat objects. I think that's official. So, how smooth is the gravity? That's what I want to know. Supaplex. Don't like that pop-up. Just the instant lag. Oh, it's so good. Alright, it's pretty smooth. Does it move about the same rate that I do? Oh my god, I got destroyed. I didn't know that would just kill me like that. That was crazy. Yeah, we move about the same rate, which is good to know. We can do something with that information. All right, let me close this before it kills my computer. All right, we're not gonna do the explosion yet. We're gonna do the gravity. Basically, if it's moving, it kills you. But we'll figure that out later. We have all this logic just to make Murphy animate. It's kind of crazy. We're gonna use this logic for this thing falling gravity-wise. And its X and Y is dynamic, so... It can move left, it can move right, it can move down. It cannot move up, as far as I know. So let's not animate it yet, but let's have it fall. We'll do the animations after that. So we'll go to the tiles. This is draw on update. So this is if Murphy's is moving. Okay, this is all about eating. Now we need to do some gravity. So if tile, all right, we're gonna do state.tiles.forEach tile tile.forEach. Let's call this row index. Row, column index. Okay. Check in here. Say if column dot type equals. So infotrons have the ability to fall, pretty much. And we're probably gonna want more data. We're probably gonna want last moved at as a number. It's just so that we don't move it too much. And we'll say const under. We don't need to do all that, do we? under y is row plus 1. Not row. Row index, we need to delete the whole thing. And so we could say const under equals state dot tile sub row index plus 1 dot question column index. Let's say if under dot type equals empty. Don't need that. That's a console.log. Help me. I'll say column dot last move guy equals state dot now. And then we'll say const is moving equals state dot now minus state tile dot column dot last moved at is less than move speed. Okay, if not is moving and alright, so we'll look at the console, do a refresh. It's not falling yet. It seems like it's falling faster than I would have expected, but that's fine. We also care where Murphy is. If it has Murphy state dot tile, no, state dot Murphy dot row equals row index and state dot Murphy dot column equals column index. We'll increase the row by 1 here. If it's not moving and it's not has Murphy and alright, so we do a refresh. Oh, you almost ate it. Okay, and then let's just move it down instantly. So we'll say state dot, I'll say tile dot type, sorry, column dot type equals empty. And then we will do, we need to figure out the target. We say under dot type equals, this needs to be under that type equals Infotron, fine. Alright, let's see. Nice. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then we can animate it. Give it a smooth animation. And we'll do one more thing. We'll say is falling is a boolean. And in here we'll say under dot is falling equals true. That'll help it to choose the animation we're going to show. And then we'll say else column dot is falling equals false. Just in case we don't accidentally show the animation again. Okay, so what we need to do now is go to the Infotron. Excuse me. Let's do a refresh. I want to see if... Ooh. I think you should be able to like outrun this, right? You should be able to outrun it. Looks like const fall speed equals move speed 2 times the move, half of the move speed. JK 2 times because we're measuring how long it takes. So this becomes is falling is false and last moved at 0. Let's see. So the fall speed, we need to go find move speed. This is for Infotron. That's collection, so that's fine. This is Murphy, so that's fine. This is Murphy still, so it's fine. It's on Murphy. And what is this? This is Murphy is moving. This one is this. We'll do is falling. Is under. Okay. So hopefully it falls a little bit slower so we can hopefully outrun it. Okay. And then we can add the animation in now. So go to the Infotron equals and take this state here, cost cell equals state sub this dot data dot row dot tiles dot question dot sub this dot data dot column. Don't do an arrow function. Cell dot. If it's falling, we will do some extra work based on when it was last moved. So we're gonna make it negative based on how much we've progressed. So first let's get the percent. So last moved at, we're gonna do state dot now minus last moved at. That'll tell us how much time has passed. We'll divide by fall speed, which will tell us how much time it takes. That'll give us the percent that we wanted. It's going to go from 0 to 1. And at first, we want to start at negative cell size. And then we want to slowly add onto it. I think. Well, that didn't work. Can I still eat it though? Nice. Oh, I think I know why. It's because of this. It's doing something. It's not noticeable though. Something's happening. So just gotta figure out what the heck is happening. So go back to infotron equals the y. Oh my gosh. That explains it. Oh. Doesn't explain everything, I guess. Okay. We gotta do all this. What is the site name? I'll give you, the link should be in the description. Give me a moment. Actually, it might be in the README too. JK, it's not. Give me a moment. Our site is live. Where are you at? Have you tried to run repeat on it to manipulate it? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know how to say that word. Verb suite? Is that what you meant? Did I just completely read it wrong? Oh, I did. My bad. Oh no, I did. Okay. Verb suite. Okay, got it. Sorry. It's all good. To test for security? I'm not too worried about security. There's nothing valuable on the server. So to answer your question, I have not. But I mean, it's not a major site that we have here. It's just like it's just a couple of HTML pages with some JavaScript that I just happen to be hosting on a public server somewhere. Excellent. And then the one last thing we want. Do you run your own server or is it a paid server? Actually, I'm using a service called Render. They provide free hosting for really small instances. So that's my target right now. It's a really good service. It's slower when you don't pay, but I mean, I'm not doing that much network right now, so the fact that it is slow doesn't really bother me. And it has some really good ability to control your infrastructure using YAML. I believe it's called Blueprints. And so you can provision your entire server using a single YAML file. And you can even choose how much you pay basically through that YAML file. It also supports preview branches, preview URLs. It's pretty good if you pay for it, especially. But it's also pretty good if you do it for free. I highly recommend it. Okay, so we got the guy falling, and we can eat it. It might not be falling at just the right speed, but that's fine. What else did we say we would do? Oh, we did gravity. We can eat directionally. Oh, that sounds so boring. There's a few options here. I think for me, top of the list is either the collision detection to do explosions or bombs rolling. Just a random clip taco. Is this like bait? Oh, okay, my bad. I misunderstood. I'm still new. I thought somebody just sent a link. Okay. I guess we can add the bombs too. We just need the image. Supaplex. I'll get ready to hear the soundtrack. Instant explosion. Holy, that falls fast. That falls way faster than I thought it would. Alright, so let's open up the network. Let's do a refresh. Ah, it's 5. I lost track of time. Unfortunately, this is all we could do today. Frame rate is horrible though. Oh, it's because we lost focus. The game stops running when you lose focus. So actually it wasn't horrible. Everything's fine. Yeah, I was supposed to stop 16 minutes ago. So I'm gonna do that. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll be back on again tomorrow at 10 a.m. I might have another interview at 12:30, I believe. But I was gonna take a break during that time anyway. But I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time, for another stream. Thanks again for joining. Bye for now.